Welcome back to the Lattice Training YouTube channel. We have Stefano Ghisolfi with us today, and he is going to be being put through the Lattice Training assessment. So we're going to see how strong and how fit one of the best climbers in the world is. Keep the force down. Come on, Stefano. Everything you've got. Come on, pull, pull, pull. Come on. Good. Come on. Go on, pull, 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 pull.
I believe I'm in a pretty good shape as I just climbed probably my hardest route, Excaliber, which is a short route, so it's a bit of a mix of a power and endurance test. So I'm expecting to do good in both of them. Maybe I'm better in endurance, so but we will see.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the running theme of today is going to be that I'm expecting Stefano to do really well in this endurance test. Pretty much all of those pro climbers out here are saying that Stefano's got some of the best ability to recover on small holds. Come on, keep it there, a couple more seconds. Keep pulling, keep pulling. If you take your feet off the floor, then we'll get you to add weight to your harness.
Okay.
So if you can hang more than your body weight.
I'll try once.
But I guess you're quite warmed up already, so there you go.
I think
we need to add weight. That's not a surprise, actually. The first test we're going to do in this digital assessment is finger strength. So we call this the NPC test. That means maximal voluntary contraction. And what you're going to do, Stefano, is you're going to stand under this digital rung. You're going to use your preferred grip, but all 4 fingers. I think this is open grip for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think open is my...
Maybe some people call this one chisel. And you're just going to pull down as hard as you can. So we've already done some warm-up hangs with this, and you pull your body weight off the floor. So we need to add extra weight onto a harness. Otherwise, it's just a really expensive scale, and we'll find out how much Stefano weighs. Does this feel like enough weight to stop you from coming off the floor?
I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not enough.
Pull, 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 pull. Come on, as hard as you can. Come on, come on, really good, really good. Come on, Stefano, really good. Come on, pull, 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 pull. Really good, really good. Keep it up, keep it up. 1 more second. Good work. That was good. This was about 62, 63 kilos. But I think you can get at least 65. Do you know which one is stronger now? Do you think you have one stronger than the other?
I think the right one is stronger.
Okay, this one, yeah.
We figure out soon.
Yeah, we'll know. Pull, 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 pull. Come on, really hard. Come on, pull as hard as you can. Come on, Stefano, really good. Keep it up. Come on, go, 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 go. Come on, really good. Come on, pull, 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 pull. A little bit more. And down. Good effort, really good. This is getting better. This is nearly 65, really good. Come on, keep it there. Keep it there, a couple more seconds. Keep pulling, and down. Pull, 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 pull. Come on, really good. And that's it. So some of the things I think is really interesting about running assessments is it's not just relative to the stuff you're climbing, it's also relative to the stuff you've been doing in training. And you've been training for Excaliber. What are the stuff you've been doing in your training in the past few months or even past year?
Yes, I changed a bit my training just for Excaliber. I used to do a lot of endurance training, a lot of routes, and for Excaliber I had to change a bit of everything to add some more strength and power exercise, like on the campus board or on the hangboard. I don't used to do a lot of training on the hangboard and campus board, but I felt I needed to do something for that specific route.
Yeah, because the holds were really small, right?
Holes were small and quite far apart, so I need that kind of power and contact strength to hold them. But it is also a bit of endurance because there is a small rest between. So being able to rest really well in that position will be crucial for climbing the very last part, which is the hardest part.
Pull, 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 pull. Come on. The next test is our RFD test. This means rate of force development, and this is probably more akin to contact strength, or how fast you can apply your strength to a hold in a really short space of time. Pull, 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 pull. Really good. Pull, 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 pull. Really good. Pull, 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 pull. Come on. Really good. Pull, 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 pull. Come on. Really good. The final part of this test, and the hardest bit, is the critical force test. You might have seen some other climbers do this. We've had Magnus in, Dave McLeod. We've tested a bunch of other climbers as well, which maybe haven't made it onto the YouTube channel. But this one's pretty hard. It's only 4 minutes, but it's 4 minutes of a bit of suffering, a bit of pain. So basically you're pulling down on this edge as hard as you can for 4 minutes on a 7-3 repeater cycle. So like normal hangboard repeaters. But you need to be pulling as hard as you can for every single repetition.
Okay.
It means the first one is maximal, the second one is maximal, and all the way to the end is maximal. So it gets really pumpy you're going to suffer a bit in this one. For those of you that want to know the science behind what critical force is, I'm going to give a bit of an explanation here. However, warning, it might be a little bit wordy, so if you want to skip ahead to the testing, feel free to do so. The simplest way to look at critical force testing is to understand the ratios or contribution of energy provided from either the aerobic or anaerobic energy systems. For those sports scientists out there, this is a little bit of an oversimplification. There is definitely crossover between how these energy systems interact, but simply put, critical force is the threshold at which we are going to be using predominantly aerobic energy. Beyond this, we're going to be using predominantly anaerobic energy to provide any further force to this hangboard test. Many of you might be familiar or have heard of zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3 when it comes to endurance training. This critical force very closely represents the line between zone 2 exercise, that heavy exercise domain, and zone 3 exercise, that severe exercise domain. Once you cross this threshold, you are now into an energy system which you are going to deplete rapidly. This is a finite energy system. This means that you're approaching failure essentially. You've got a ticking time on this. So why is it important to have a high critical force? Essentially, the higher we can make this energy threshold through training, the harder you can climb without needing to enter that finite energy system, which is going to be really fatiguing and ultimately make you fall off. You can basically climb anywhere below this intensity for an indefinite amount of time within reason. And also below this intensity, the further below, the quicker you're actually recovering and recuperating your anaerobic energy system. That is regenerating. You're essentially recharging your battery. So when you enter that zone 3, when you get to the crux, for example, you have more energy left in the tank to actually put through into that effort. And 3, 2, 1, and pull, 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 pull. Come on, as hard as you can. This is your best effort throughout the whole test. Come on, pull, 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 pull. As hard as you can, keep it there, and down. Good. And pull, 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 pull. Really good, Stefano, really good. Come on, pull, 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 pull. Keep that line up. Keep the force down. Come on, Stefano. Come on, Stefano. Really good. Keep it there. Good effort. Come on, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Good. Pull, 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 pull. Come on, keep going, Stefano. Keep going, keep going. Keep it there. Really good, Stefano. Really good. Keep going. Good work. Last few. Just empty the tank now. Empty the tank. Everything you've got. Come on, pull, pull, pull. Really good, really good. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. As much as you got. Come on, really good. Nice work. And it's over. It's over.
Oh, it's over. Okay, nice.
Good effort. How'd that feel?
Hard.
Yeah.
My heart. Right arm is destroyed.
Pumped?
Oh, yes.
It's a heavy day. Burden of V17 plus this.
Oh, yes. It was hard. Yeah.
We're also going to do just a couple sort of flexibility test and a strength test. Now, you've got a bad shoulder today, so we're going to avoid some of the conditioning tests we might do, like the number of bodyweight pull-ups. It'd be interesting to see Stefano's fitness in the upper body, but we're going to avoid that. We're just going to do 2 rep max pull-up, and we're going to have a look at lower body flexibility, and we'll do some tests with that one as well.
Okay. Okay.
Easy.
No, that was harder than expected actually. But yeah, I can do a lot more.
Good.
Okay. Hardest part done?
Yeah. Come on. Good. Come on. And another one. Come on. Good, good, good. Nice. Really good. Come on. Really good. Come on. Come on. Good. Come on. Go on. Pull, 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 pull. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I don't know if this counts, but...
We've seen worse pull-ups before, so we'll give you that. This is a test of like flexibility. So the first one is, I'm just gonna watch your best pike position. So standing, feet together, hands, knuckles, palms. Just as deep as you can go.
Okay, fingers, I have it.
Yeah, knuckles, good. Can you do fist to floor? So like, good, okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is your best?
Yes, definitely.
Nice.
I was struggling really hard.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, next one is, so we do it up against the wall.
Okay.
We can do it differently. For this one, up against the wall, you're gonna This is so you can hold for balance as well. And you can push your hip out as well. And you're going to come down into as wide as you can go. I'm going to measure from heel to heel. So
Okay.
I'll be behind you.
Okay, I'm very bad at this.
That's it. And so try and drop your hips back a little bit as well, so you can like roll your hips forwards. Nice. And when you think you've got your max distance, let me know.
I think I got it.
You're here?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Hard to get out of that one. 147.
Okay, that's very bad.
147. And how tall are you? 170.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad.
See, sometimes when I'm doing an assessment, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure where the weaknesses will come out. But I think in this one, I'm maybe already know. Keep the elbow straight. Nice, it's fine. Oh, good stretch.
Yeah.
And this last one is called the Aptly Scratch Test. It's like internal, external rotation. So you're gonna try and making a fist, bring your hands together as close as possible on both sides.
Okay, this one is really bad too. Very, very bad.
Good, and then swap to the other side. Nice. So it's probably worth starting with your goals as well, because whenever we go through like assessment data, it's always relevant to what you want to achieve. Yeah. And so we've got 2 goals on here, 9C and V17. I don't think, sounds like V17 was very recently a new goal of yours as well.
Yeah,
So
today's goal.
For reference, I don't know when this video will come out, but Stefano's been having a session on the Burden of Dreams replica with Will Basie today, and it went pretty well, but I won't give away any more than that in case the video's not already out yet. But you know, pretty promising start on a replica, so maybe V17 is something that you're keen to try. So that went in there with one of the goals, and 9C as well. And have you got a particular route in mind for that?
Yeah, for sure. There are 2. So
Yeah.
one is silence, one is DNA, but I plan to go to Norway for trying silence in May and in August. So yeah,
Okay.
I have that one in my mind.
The first measure is MVC, maximum finger strength, and that's clearly going to be really important for something like Burden of Dreams. So here we have 2 interesting metrics for finger strength. The first is the 10-second average, so think of this more like a 10-second hang and how much weight you'd be able to sustain for that. On the left hand, we've got 101%. On the right hand, we've got 107%, so slightly stronger there. What we're really interested about today though is the peak force. This is the highest force you're exerting on that edge in this test. And here we've got 111% on the left hand and 117% on the right hand. So that's really high. So we've not tested many 9C climbers, but this compared to your goal grade is what we'd expect of someone climbing that level of strength. Relative to the bouldering grade, you're pretty much there as well. Yeah. So this is promising. And actually that probably shows in your session you had today.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty good moves on the 217.
Nice.
Rate of force development. We briefly spoke about working Excaliber, right? This is a really bouldery route.
Yeah.
And you said recently you've been training a bit more power and strength. And this reflects here that you're doing really well in the rate of force development. So you're able to apply the strength you have, which we know is already at a high level, really fast. And that's important for hitting hard moves, hitting small holds, and being able to get tension through the body. So the thing is, we've actually been having some technical difficulties with this test, and it's not displaying the actual graph just yet. Hopefully we can get that in time for the video. But it's because the measure is 64.5%, which is the highest we've ever seen. And we think that has actually broken the test. We think Stefano has broken the test. He's actually that good at this test. So yeah, taking the top spot, absolutely. And this is super, super impressive to see. The other component of this is what we call W prime. And that is a science terminology, but in the terms or in the context of climbing, this is the energy you have left over above that threshold. Once you're in here and you're climbing at this intensity, you're cooking basically, and you're using up energy which you are not going to be able to replenish unless you get to a rest basically. This actually comes out as relatively low for the grade. Obviously, this is balanced with the 2. So overall, energy-wise, like you're still doing really well. but it's predominantly coming from that critical force component. So then we went and we tested your max pulling strength. We're comparing this to your goal grade of V17 and 9C. You're looking like you're about there basically for that level of strength we'd expect of someone climbing that grade. Obviously what we tend to see is that the actual pulling strength from a test like a 2-rep max pull-up, it's at this point so far removed from the difficulties of V17 and 9C. There's so much more that goes into it, like the technical aspect, the psychology, like all of that stuff. And so climbers probably aren't actually getting much stronger once you get to about V15. Basically, if there was any weakness in the profile, it's flexibility. And if there was anything to take away from this, would be like, that's an area, that's the low-hanging fruit if you wanted to work on those things.
I think that's about right. I think
Yeah.
that was mostly what I was expecting. Maybe I didn't expect to be like that close on the Burden replica or on a V17 like
Level of strength. Yeah.
And that was surprising, and yeah, the mobility part was not that surprising. I knew that was my weakness, but yeah, the rest, like the critical force, was something that I knew I would be good at.
Thank you, Stefano, for coming in today. I've thoroughly enjoyed testing you because it's been like really impressive to test someone of your caliber, and seeing the scores, it's also pretty amazing. You're always welcome back to test again if you're ever back in the UK. Also, guys, if you have not checked out Stefano's channel, which you probably have, please go over there, check it out. There's some amazing climbing footage of some of the hardest routes in the world. Go over, give a like and subscribe. The digital assessment we did today with Stefano is still a little bit hard to get out to the public because we use some pretty expensive equipment. But if you're ever interested in just testing your finger strength or doing a remote assessment, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. If you want to help support the channel, give us a like and subscribe. Hopefully one day this digital assessment is something we can send out to different climbing walls and something you'll be able to do for yourself in the future.